Let's fucking do this last one, boys. Oh, Harman Smith.
How do I look, yellow man?
Oh, let's see what he had to say. PlayStation shareholders kneel to Nintendo after Switch 2 success. Nintendo is the market leader. The main event, chat. We're just going to raw dog this. Let's go.
Sony is scared. And this has been apparent to me ever since the Wii era, actually, that Sony
since the Wii
has gaslit the entire gaming industry into thinking that they are the market leader, which obviously isn't true, has never been true, never will be.
Woo! A lot of hot, spicy takes. A lot of hot, spicy takes.
Remember a MySpace
Chris.
theme metalcore song with 8-bit chiptune synth, alternating shrill screams and clean vocals and pop punk elements. I've been experimenting.
Thank you for the 10, McLovin. I appreciate that, man. Facts. Yeah, Chris.
True. But for some reason, normies and game journals really love to push this idea that Sony was the market leader when it came to video games, even though that they have no recognizable mascots, they don't have any iconic franchises.
Whoa!
Their console sales are fake. Like, nothing PlayStation has done has in any way been meaningful or iconic, you know.
Woo! God damn, Harman. What? Yo. What? Huh?
Everything they've done just essentially amounts to a giant circle jerk of people in their circle acting as if things that they do is remarkable or interesting, you know.
You know what? I'll give him that one. I'll give him that one. Mac, thank you for showing up, bro. Hope it makes your head hurt. Have a good night, bro. This is the last one anyways. It's all good.
Like, faking the PS2 sales numbers.
Bro, listen. Okay. Explain to me, chat. How PlayStation found 10 million more PS2 sales the second the Switch caught up. I'm just asking questions. I want to know where they found those other 10 milli. That's all I want to know, chat. Because they didn't find them before the Switch 1 caught up. They found them it was a clerical error or some shit. You know what I mean? What's a Nintendo, Alex? True. Yeah, they were just lying around. Yeah, Josh.
You know, giving away Game of the Year awards to games that they want to push, you know, promote, like, pulling all this, like, weird nepotistic stuff, you know, like, suggesting that.
Is he drinking athletic greens? Is he drinking athletic greens?
Nasty work.
It is nasty work, Cobra Kai.
The Last of Us is the greatest story in all of video games.
Oh, my God, no. Oh, no.
What's your favorite hobbies? Mine is tongue-punching fart boxes.
Crippy, that's my favorite hobby, too. Thank you for the 10.
At least Xbox fanboys get invited to events or get free stuff. These Sony and Nintendo fans don't get anything for their service.
Nothing, Amber Pfizer. Thank you for the 5. Chris saying out here, Sony only speaks in facts. True, bro. True. Oh, this is disgusting. Soylent Green is people.
It's been like...
Oh, God, it's still there.
So is this restart also the reason for $80 games too?
Oh, God, it's still there. Yes, it is. Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. 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 His forehead is terrifying. Yes, Beef Supreme. It is.
Daddy Mario, can Goomba stomp my...
Thank you for the 5, Pina. Hey, how come we have Reforged Gaming viewers in Twitch chat? You guys are totally welcome here, by the way. I'm just giving you a hard time. Shout out to showing up. I appreciate you guys. Listen, look.
That's not a Nintendo Switch.
Hold
it's
on.
a Switch with a Nintendo logo on it. Why don't you just buy the Switch? It does the same thing.
It does the same thing. Hold on, guys. Guys, hold on. Hold on a second. You see, the thing is, you're just shadow boxing. Okay? You're just... Do you not understand the shadow boxing that you guys are doing right now? Okay? Don't... I'm a magician. Okay? You sit there and you just lie, you obfuscate, and you don't even tell the truth. It's 6 a.m., Chris? Holy shit,
Yummy
dude.
green twink, yeah!
Thank you, Golden Apples. It's like looking into a mirror. It's like looking into a mirror. At least I watch him. Yeah, it's all good, bro. I just give him a hard-ass time. Oh, hold on. I'm in trouble. Chad, I'm gonna be sleeping on the couch later.
Griff the AstroTurf flaccidly while you shadow box.
True. Very, very true. Grip the AstroTurf, yes.
This gigantic cope session for 20 years, and we're at the point now, following the Nintendo Switch 2 launch, where Sony's own investors are pointing out what's been obvious to me
for the past
Don't worry about it, Chef.
For the past 20 years, that Sony is not competitive with Nintendo.
Thank you for the 2.
They are not the market leader, and their strategy of producing big budget movie games has fallen flat in comparison to Nintendo cultivating an audience that has grown up with them, intimately is familiar with all of their characters and their brands, and will continue to support them throughout their entire lives. You know, like Nintendo's method of appealing to the kids
and happy.
Smoke Show says he's the couch. You like the couch, not lie? What couch, Chris?
The immature child demographic has actually proven itself to be far more successful and lucrative than PlayStation's attempt at presenting themselves as the cool alternative for mature adult gamers, you know?
Ooh.
And it was obvious. It was always obvious to me that this would play out. That this would play out this way, but the general
Harman AI is always broken. Don't worry.
Community just kind of refuses to admit it. You know, they kind of refuse to admit the PS2 sales were fake. They kind of refuse to acknowledge the success of the Nintendo 64, the GameCube, the Wii.
No, see now you're doing this thing.
Alex messaged you the Reforge clip about Play Anywhere being bad. Please, for the love of God, play this before you go. It's the reach of all reaches.
I'm gonna make a video about it. Don't worry, I'll make a video about it because we're gonna leave pretty soon. So he always does this. He'll say wild ass shit that you're like, yeah, I can get with it, and then he turns around, and it's fucking terrible.
And the Wii U, right? And it's the Switch generation, throughout this entire life cycle, for the Switch and the Switch 2, we were told over and over again that the Switch would be a passing fad, that it wouldn't stick around, that the games weren't very good, that nobody...
No, I mean, people thought that because they weren't expecting what that console would do. That's the issue.
I'm spiting hot fire. Where is my water? Water, eat it.
You're spitting hot fire. Where's your water? Thank you.
Harman reads his script from 4chan threads.
He actually amplifies her? I wouldn't be surprised. I think he totally does.
What do you call the act of a necromancer who revives someone that deleted their save file? Save scumming.
Deirdre, I swear to God.
Enjoyed or liked it, which was a giant cope to try and bring things around, to try and get people to come back to the PlayStation platform. But the investors are, at this point, aware enough of the current situation. They see Switches everywhere. They have people in their families that play the Switch. They may own Switches themselves, who understand that, like, the reality of the situation is way different than the one Sony tries to present. This myth that Sony and Nintendo are not competing.
Talking Nintendo makes my boobs sweaty.
Doesn't it? Thank you for the 2 Smoke Show. Budster, thank you for the 15 months. Bring the foot back. It's more entertaining than this Nintendo shrimp slimp. Yeah, dude. Oh my God.
It has complete.
Oh my God, dude. I gotta see that again.
Not competing in the same industry. It has.
You know what that reminds me of? That face? The guy from Mad Max with the spray paint in his face. That's what that reminds me of. Oh my God. No, that's Athletic Greens. Yeah, witness me.
Completely and totally imploded. Seeing the Switch 2.
He's just got a mouthful of it. His teeth are covered in it. He hasn't done anything to change that. His whole face is covered in it. His lips are covered in it. What is going on?
Jumbo Shrimp Deck. Oh.
Thank you for the 2, Pina. I appreciate that. Jazz Loco 100. Thank you for the follow, bro.
From the PS5. Even with the advent of...
His teeth are green right now, chat, and he's not doing anything about it.
Grand Theft Auto 6, the last stand of PlayStation.
I want to see Harman Smith debate Reforged Gaming. That's what the people need. That's what we need as a society, chat. This is what we need. Is Harman Smith debating Reforged Gaming.
PlayStation on the horizon. PlayStation just isn't pulling the numbers it used to. Nobody's really that fired up for the average PlayStation game, right? Nobody's running out to buy them.
Who would win, Chris? We would win.
Nobody cares. Nobody supports them, and the company is just bleeding money.
Bro, his fucking mouth is covered in this shit.
He looks like he gave Shrek a rim job.
He does. His mouth is covered in this shit. Thank you for the 2 crazy
Harman
cracker.
drinking like Homelander drinking milk.
Yes, Adam. Yes, dude. Thank you for the 2. This is crazy, dude. This is crazy. He looks... You were typing that in, Chris? Yeah, I bet. Bro, this is crazy.
I am drinking Bowser's cum. Let me live.
Smoke Show. Jesus Christ. Thank you for the 2, bro.
Outside of
he's covered in
core demographic.
I had no idea this was happening.
30-year-old man children whose entire identities revolve around gaslighting other people into thinking PlayStation is more successful than Nintendo.
Bro, you do that for Nintendo. What are you talking about, bro? You're doing that for Nintendo right now.
I don't need to hear the babble coming from Alado, who would get in a tizzy when a certain YouTuber destroys his Switch 2 right after he bought it.
Oh, wait, did that actually happen? Did he fucking freak out and shit? Is that what happened, Darn?
Wrong. But the irony.
Yeah, General McLovin, thank you for the 2. If it was your cum, you wouldn't have an issue, but it's all over his mouth.
I'm talking game journals. I'm talking like YouTubers, and I'm talking,
Chris.
People like Video Game Lover 58. Individuals who don't even admit.
Video Game Lover 58. Why does that sound so familiar, chat? Didn't we do a whole thing about him that one time? We did.
Harman was just dunked into one of those porta potties with the blue stuff.
Yep. We did. Yes, dude. I remember this. Because it was talking about yeah, his gooning. I remember that. After pooping his pants. Oh, am I going to go down a rabbit hole?
If he mixes Doug Bowser's cum with baking soda, he can make the whitening toothpaste that he's always wanted.
Thank you for the 5, Crazy J. What is this? Classic Contagious Gaming. Wait, what? Okay, I gotta. This was 10 years ago? Buster Hyman, what's up, buddy? What's going on, dude? I appreciate you, man. Thanks for showing up. All right, this is something I gotta get into this.
Admitting that they are hardcore Sony fanboys. Sony built up an entire.
My homepage is all music, because I just listen to it while I work all day long. So there's Blaze, forming daily habits, stuff like that. We're gonna raid Scarly in a bit. Oblivion, Cassie, Skyrim. It's all mostly music and shit like that. And weightlifting. That's literally it. And DSP.
Hey, Alex. Poopsie.
That's right, Adam. Thank you for the 2.
Propaganda cabal.
Buster, what? Her butt.
To push this narrative that they were far bigger and more successful than Nintendo. But, as Nintendo continues to expand and grow and reach new heights, they are closing the gap between Sony's
oh my God.
Other businesses. Nintendo is catching up to them, and it is becoming increasingly obvious that Nintendo strategies are working, where they're gaining capital and obtaining wealth and becoming more and more powerful and influential, expanding into films, comics, and theme parks, while Sony has completely lambasted and just stagnated. They spent the past decade building up The Last of Us as their big golden goose brand, the greatest story told in all the video games, and what happened? Not only did they sabotage it with the sequel to the video game, they also botched the TV series, which has lost all of its viewer base already.
It's so weird with this guy. There are mostly men on my front page, True Chief. It's so weird. He'll say things that make sense.
Boogers and
thank you for the 5, Clay J. What are my pronouns? Thick ass.
Try to relax your anus.
Those are my pronouns.
Already, and what's more, the IP has absolutely no ability to branch out into merchandising or theme parks, the way that something like Pokemon or the Mario brand or Zelda, Donkey Kong has.
That's White Wire Rope. You got it.
I think the quintessential example of
countries unbanned after Stella drops on Steam.
Yep.
Gooning saved Super Earth.
Sure did. Sure did.
What a PlayStation IP is has completely failed to
He's gonna do it again. Watch.
To establish like PlayStation's brand and what they try to accomplish. You know.
Oh no.
The Last of Us.
Oh my god, dude.
Not everything needs a marketable plushie.
Oh my god, dude, he's so gross, dude. Like, just wipe your mouth off with a napkin and then talk after. You don't have to talk immediately after you take a drink from Shrek's diarrhea cup. Like, you don't.
Us, you know, a decade later has proven itself to be a completely dead-end brand, while something like Donkey Kong, which has been around since 1981, is going to get this massive resurgence of popularity due to Nintendo cultivating a unique team and style that will deliver something very much unlike anything we've ever seen before.
He just has it sitting on the side of his mouth, dude.
PlayStation would not be capable of producing something like Donkey Kong Bonanza. And anyone who's been following the video game industry knows this. And, you know, normies, having been exposed to, you know, experts like myself, are beginning to...
He looks like Danny DeVito as the Penguin.
Yeah, Pizza, you're going to hang out? You're going to be okay, Pizza? Experts such as myself. This is crazy. His mouth reminds me of the penguin weird mouth with all that black shit on the side.
Pick up on it too.
Does.
You know, Sony's sad, pathetic attempts to give Astrobot Game of the Year awards and to declare it the greatest platforming ever made have fallen flat. You know, that game is getting outperformed by random Kirby titles and Donkey Kong Country re-releases. You know, Astrobot is
he still has that shit on his fucking face, chat.
Never going to be on the same level as Mario, and it's just
Harman Cobblepot, bro.
Sony just can't like trick people into thinking otherwise anymore. You know, they used to be able to get away with like, you know, hyping up, you know, Baldur's Gate 3s or like Black Myth Wukongs as like these huge, like, you know, industry-defining classics that, like, far surpass, like, anything Nintendo could put out. But,
what?
Not only did Tears of the Kingdom outperform
that Baldur's Gate 3 has nothing to do with PlayStation.
Those games, it's also stayed very, very relevant on new Nintendo consoles. You know, the fact of the matter is, Tears of the Kingdom is one of the most popular games on Nintendo Switch 2. You know, after all that coping and seething and trying to downplay that game when it first released, you know, much like we saw with Majora's Mask.
This is crazy, chat. Yes, Adam.
Back in the day, like, the game is now becoming a bit of a classic among.
You think so, Chris?
Among hardcore Nintendo fans. Like, plenty of people, like myself, will come out and tell you that it's significantly better than Breath of the Wild. You know, Breath of the Wild's main draw being that, like, well, Tears of the Kingdom hadn't come out yet. You know, so, like, obviously, when they spent so much time, like, trying to, like, religiously downplay, like, Tears of the Kingdom, only for it to, like, blow up in its face, even before the sequel even comes out. You know, like, we're still a long way away from, like, the sequel to Tears of the Kingdom releasing. Like, even though it's been that long, we are still seeing a number of, like, of PlayStation fans, like, continuing to deny that it's over. You know, continuing to deny that, like, Nintendo has won the console war, that PlayStation is not, like, a viable brand, that the handheld division failed.
Like that, like, okay, now you're just talking crazy, like, just talking reckless.
The PlayStation Portal failed, that the PS5 did not perform to expectations, that the Switch 2 has been a ludicrous success. You know, that
a baby.
Yes, that is exactly what this is. You're 100% right, Deirdre.
That being a big thing is and I think the main issue here,
you
know, the real sign that, like, the wool can't be pulled over our eyes anymore. Like, the fact that, like, the Switch 2 did so well after every Sony-controlled analyst and game journo and gaming YouTuber like insisted it wouldn't. You know, complaining about the price point, complaining about the game selection. That worked back in the 3DS and Wii U era. You know, back before people were more plugged into this and realized how corrupt these people actually were. But like, they have not updated their tactics for the modern era. You know, people know how good Mario
Bro, what is he just yapping about?
Kart is. You know, people know how good, you know, games like Fast Fusion and Fantasy Life are, you know.
Bro, he's just sitting there with that still on his face, dude, just yapping.
People know about, like, you know, games like Hitman, right? Like, and even if they weren't, you would have, like, an entire back catalog of, like, great games to play on the Switch 2 eShop, you know, like, it, because of, you know, it ties into the Switch 1 system. So, like, this idea that, like...
Yeah, he like falls into reality, then back out of reality all the time.
You know, the Switch 2 had no games, was a doomed failure from the very beginning, and yet, like, so many people, like, fought to deny it, you know?
Harman is live right now. He does 11-hour streams.
11-hour streams, Amplifizer? Holy shit, dude. Thank you for the 2, bro. This is crazy.
Just put the fries in the bag, bro.
Yeah, Smoke Show, thank you for the 2.
For this one specific purpose, you know, to prop up PlayStation and to keep the lie that PlayStation is the market leader just alive just a little bit longer. You know, it's it's like their beloved Dark Souls, where like Gwyn sacrifices himself.
Shit, but can't talk about anything else. They live rent-free in his head. Also, as Cage pointed out, you misspelled Nintendo.
When did I misspell? Oh, did I really on the stream?
To stoke the first flame because he's so like scared of the incoming age of dark, you know, the age of Nintendo, where like more people are like becoming comfortable with acknowledging Nintendo as like, you know, the market leader.
Look. No, but he made a short about me. Hold on, if I can find it. Oh, here it is. Apparently he made a short about me.
Mudahar, please, I'll defend you. Please have me on your channel. Please give me your viewership. I'll do everything. I'll defend your Switch 2 takes. Please give me money. Please, Mudahar, please, I'll defend you. Please have me on your
Didn't I shit on Mudahar, actually?
channel. Please give me your viewership. I'll do everything. I'll defend your Switch 2 takes. Please give me money.
That bisexual bum.
That's a 5X shirt. What is he?
Please.
Bro, listen. How about you talk to Mudahar to get the wiring in your basement fixed? Please. 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 Bro, these comments. Some of these, you clocked him exactly. Facts. Alex is a clown for letting him go so easy. I don't know about letting him go. You know that Alex guy is in for the cash because of stunts like these. I don't even know what stunt I pulled. Unlike passionate Nintendo gamers like us. I swear to God, chat. That's some real fucking look. I'm not kidding when I say that. Look, chat. You know that Alex guy is in it for the cash because of stunts like these, unlike passionate Nintendo gamers like us.
Harman might be speaking for all Nintendo beards.
I don't. Mudahar's not going to watch my content, so I don't